Oh, Lord Unicron, never change. Oh, hey there. Don't mind me, just reading this Unicron comic. It's a pretty good read. Anyway, today is my birthday! Or at least the day that we're celebrating it on. And as you know, every year on my birthday, something weird happens. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that something weird doesn't happen on my birthday.
Incoming message. Incoming message.
I may have spoken too soon.
Incoming message.
Give me a moment.
Incoming message.
Hello?
Hello there, birthday boy.
What do you want, Kryten?
You seem on edge, V. What's up?
Oh, I don't know. How about because every year on my birthday something weird happens? So excuse me for being on edge here.
You misunderstand my intent here, V. I only intend to give you the present you truly desire for your birthday this year.
That would be a welcome change.
Good, because I got you B.O.T.
Did you get me an Autobot?
No, Mr. Revolticon, I didn't get you an Autobot. I got you B.O.T.
Bot online and operational.
Well, this can only end horribly.
Okay, check this out, V. B.O.T. Activate the last operation used.
Operation Destroy All Humans activated.
What? No! Cancel that command, now!
Operation Destroy All Humans deactivated.
I have no idea what happened there.
Well, that was an absolute failure, Kryten. Oh, and note that if this ever happens again, I will send you back to Kaon. And you remember what happened at Kaon.
Yes, noted. Goodbye, V.
Later. Every year with this scrap. Just ask just 1 year to go without it, and it still happens. Anyway, before this gets any weirder or even worse, let's just get into what we all came here for, shall we? Cue the intro. Hello, my fellow Revolticons. I'm V-Revolticon, and I'm here with another edition of Haulsanity, that series where I gather up a haul and insanity ensues. And this time, it's the annual birthday Haulsanity. Now, a lot of you have some questions. Probably the main one is, hey, your birthday was a few months ago, V. Why are you still celebrating this now? Well, because life got in the way, and better late than never. And plus, I promised you guys a birthday Haulsanity this year, so I'm going to be a Revolticon in my word. But anyway, as usual, I went to my local stores around here, and I gathered up a bunch of figures to put into the box of Haulsanity, sanity. And as usual, we're going to go from the smallest to the largest, leaving what I hope is the best until last. And let me tell you, if this ain't the best out of this one, there's some questions I have. But anyway, with that being said, let's jump into it, shall we? Let's. So the first figure in this Haulsanity is one I wanted the warrior version of, but I couldn't find it. So I got the next best thing. And at least that now I get to make some dragon jokes. With that being said, the first figure in this Haulsanity is Transformers, Robots in Disguise 2015, Combiner Force, Legion Class, Twinferno. Yep, Twinferno. I've got to say, when it comes to Twinfernos, I don't have any, I don't think. I think this is my first Twinferno. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have another one. I'd have to look. I'll correct it in post if I'm wrong. But, again, as I said, I wanted the Warrior version of this, which is basically the deluxe class of this, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I got the Legion figures, the next best thing, the closest thing I can get to it. And I've had it for a while, and I figured why not throw it into the birthday Haulsanity. At least now I get to make a bunch of Double Dragon jokes, a bunch of Dragon Ball Z jokes, a bunch of Dragon jokes in general. Now, for those who don't know, and you're probably wondering, hey, what's that? Is there anything special about these figures? And with this line of Transformers Revolticons in the Skies 2015, especially with the Combiner Force, you could scan these figures into the mobile game and use them to fight in said game. Now, the drawback is if you scan them, you can't keep them for more than 24 hours. Otherwise, you have to scan them again, or you have to unlock them permanently by paying some sort of rupee crystal things that you collect in the game. And those take a while to grind. So, yeah. But otherwise, I will say this, getting back to Twinferno here, I'm very happy to have him. If not only for the reason that he has 2 dragon heads in his jet mode and 2 dragon heads for hands. You don't see that very often. I don't think you see that really in any recent memory. So that's pretty cool. Well, that being said, there you have Transformers, Robots in the Skies 2015, Combiner Force, Legion Class, Twinferno. And now we move on to the next figure in this Haulsanity. Now, as many of you know, or may not know, I don't know, the Bumblebee movie is coming out in less than 3 weeks. I believe at the time of this recording, it's about 2 weeks and some change. And the Bumblebee movie released figures to coincide with it, or the movie, it seems. And they released a series called Energon Igniters, and they're subdivided by different series. There's Energon Igniters Speed series, and then there's the Power series, and so on and so forth. I can't remember the third one. There's a third one. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure. But I picked up one of the Power series, and it's really, really ironic considering the character name that I got out of this. And it reminds me a lot of Revenge of the Fallen, which is kind of sad because I don't have a lot of Revenge of the Fallen figures. And I don't have that one of the Revenge of the Fallen figures as well. So, but my blabbering aside, the next figure in this Haulsanity is Transformers, the Bumblebee movie, Energon Igniters, Power Series, Megatron. Yep, Megatron. Now, for those who don't know, I don't have a lot of the Revenge of the Fallen figures. I think I have about maybe 5 or 6 in total. No, I take that back. It's maybe 6 or 7. It's under 10, I know that. I don't have too many of the Revenge of the Fallen figures. It's not because of choice, it's just because of availability and circumstances. But Megatron was one of the ones I wanted to get out of there, and this figure here reminds me of his tank mode from Revenge of the Fallen. And it's pretty neat. It's a different coloration, but it gives me Revenge of the Fallen vibes, so I'm cool with that. The only issue I take with this figure right off the bat, well, it's not really an issue, it's just a little nitpick thing, is that Megatron's robot mode looks like an upscaled KO figure. And while that necessarily isn't the worst thing ever, it is still something that kind of I wouldn't have gone for right away. But that's just me. Now, for those who are not aware, and from what I can understand, energetic igniters are basically, I want to say they're like little launchers, kind of like, I don't want to say like what bot shots did, but they were kind of the same idea. You get these energon cores, which you have to buy a starter pack for them. And because this one does not come with one as far as I can see. And you put them in the back of the figure, and it basically, I believe if, depending on the series, how fast it will go, it will launch. Now for Megatron, it seems like it's in the back of his tank mode right here. So there's that. But otherwise, it's a neat little gimmick. I like it. And, it's not going to be for the hardcore collector, I guess, or the hardcore Transformers fan. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to have an issue with it. But, it is what it is. It's a neat little thing, and I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to have a Revenge of the Fallen-esque Megatron. But anyway, there you have Transformers, the Bumblebee movie, Energetic Igniters, Power Series, Megatron. And now we move on to the next figure in this Haulsanity. And this is one this is one from a line I'm not a big fan of. And a lot of people are going to probably get on my case about this, but I am not a fan at all of Cyberverse. I cannot stand the animation style. The toy line was abysmal. There was only a few shining stars, or a few diamonds in the rough in that toy line. I have one of them right here. I just can't get behind it. And I understand that some people are going to say, this isn't for the adult collectors. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I understand it's for Johnny's first Transformer. And I apologize to any Johnny's watching. But, they could have put a little bit more effort into the figures, even if it's just for the kids, But again, I have one of the diamonds in the rough here. So, I hope you guys like doing science experiments, because the next figure in this Haulsanity is Transformers Cyberverse Warrior Class Shockwave. Who, might I add, comes with Wave Cannon. Wave Cannon. I'll stop. Anyway, so Shockwave. I don't have too many Shockwaves in my collection, so this is a nice little addition. And I got him because he's like one of the only decent figures in the whole Cyberverse line. And I know I'm going to get some flack for that, but again, I know it's for the newcomers, the kids to Transformers, to get them into it. And it's Johnny's first Transformer. Again, apologize to Johns watching this video. But I just feel like they could have put a little bit more effort into it. But my complaining aside, Shockwave here is pretty neat. Now, one thing I did notice about his alt mode, it reminds me of the Walker tanks from, I don't know if that's the official term, but I'm going to call them Walker tanks, from Fall of Cybertron. Now, if you remember, they looked like little crabs with guns on their backs. That's what this alt mode reminds me of. Got my fingers in the way. There we go. And while it's not exactly looking like that, that's what it reminds me of. And I know it's supposed to be like he's a stationary cannon and everything. Wave cannon. Okay. But he's a neat little figure, and I'm very happy to have him. So, yeah. And, again, another Shockwave to the collection. Don't have too many of him. I think maybe I have at least 5. There might be more. But anyway. But yeah, Shockwave is now in the collection. That's the point. It's a Cyberverse figure, but it's one I'm glad I have. So there you have Transformers, Cyberverse, Warrior Class, Shockwave. And now we're over the hump into the last deluxe in this Haulsanity. Or deluxe size, I should say. Now, a lot of people have asked me, hey V, when are you getting deluxe series? Hey V, when are you getting deluxe studio series? When are you getting studio series? I've said deluxe series for some reason. When are you getting studio series 20 years later? When are you getting studio series? You can all stop asking because I finally have one and more, but those are for later on. Because I got the one that's the counterpart to Galvatron in Age of Extinction. You know, the flying soda can, scrap metal dude. Anyway, so if you watched Age of Extinction, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the next figure in this Haulsanity is Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Stinger. Yep, it's Stinger. It's Sting! Sorry, I had to make that joke. Wrestling jokes, brought to you by V-Revolticon. Anyway, so Stinger is supposed to be the upgraded, the new model of Bumblebee created by KSI in Age of Extinction. They're making Transformers now. They no longer need you. And so they make Stinger and Galvatron, which is basically a resurrected Megatron. Too bad that only lasted for a movie. But anyway, yeah. So Stinger is pretty cool. Now, as far as I know, he's a mostly new remold, at least. He's still got a little bit of Bumblebee parts in him. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. But he's a remold, repainted version of I want to say the Age of Extinction Bumblebee. I don't know. But it is nice to finally have a somewhat proper Stinger. Because the only ones we got were in Age of Extinction, and they were only Legion class. So it was really odd that we didn't get a proper deluxe Stinger, unless you count the one from Japan, which is just mind-blowing. Though it was only in Japan, and all we got was the Legion one. But I digress. Again, it is nice to finally have a proper Stinger. It's Sting! I'll stop now. But there you have Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Stinger. And on to the only Voyager in this Haulsanity. Now, for Power of the Primes, there were some controversies with this figure, given that it was a combiner and a jet former. And the combined mode was kind of weird, and the figure itself is kind of weird. And I can understand the complaints, I can understand the nitpicks by some people. That I get, and I'm totally for that. But you know, I don't think this figure deserves as much hatred as it gets. But it's time to bring a little controversy and start screaming at some stars, because the next figure in this Haulsanity is Transformers Power of the Primes Voyager Class Starscream. Yep, Starscream. Now, I know a lot of people did not like this figure. There are a lot of people who do. I'm not going to spend too much time on this figure as far as talking about it here, but I will do it when I actually take a look at him. This figure, it has its issues, and I don't agree with the mold choice or the design, but, you know, it is what it is. He comes with a Seeker Enigma, and he comes with his feet for his combined mode. Which is weird because maybe it was an idea to get more money out of people. or something by Hasbro that they only put the feet in the Voyagers instead of it coming with the deluxes as well. I don't know. But at least with the feet, you can double them as weapons. You can put Prime Masters in there as well as the Seeker Enigma. You know, just for example, you could put Micronus Prime, Vector Prime, Liege Maximo. Did I say Micronus Prime? I guess that technically counts. It's the Prime Master. But again, just for the way this figure operates, I could see why people would have an issue with it. So unless you're like a hardcore Starscream fan, you're not going to be in love with this figure. But I have a soft spot for it. So, yeah. But anyway, there's not too much more to say about this until I get it out of the package. So, that being said, there you have Transformers, Power of the Primes, Voyager class, Starscream. And now, we're on to the last figure of this Haulsanity. I'm not going to say too much to introduce this one because I don't think it really needs too much. But when I saw this, I had to get it. It is, while I'm not a fan of the character in general, because I think he's a whiner and he complains too much, I had to get this figure because it's just so bulky and just so cool and just... But the next figure in this Haulsanity, in the last figure in this Haulsanity, is Transformers, Power of the Primes, Leader Class, Rodimus Prime, or Evolution's Hot Rod, however you want to look at it. Yep, Rodimus. Now, I gotta say with this is the only way you can get a Hot Rod in Power of the Primes, like an actual Power of the Primes Hot Rod. Otherwise, I don't think you can use the Titan's Return one with this armor. At least not that I'm aware of. Maybe someone found a way. Maybe someone found an add-on to do that. I don't know. But you can keep him as Hot Rod and in his vehicle mode. You can add the armor on to make him Rodimus, and then put the armor on his vehicle mode to give him the trailer. He does come with a Matrix of Leadership, which you can replace with Prime Masters. It does come with its own little Prime Master-ish attachment, but you can put, you know, like Vector Prime, Micronus, Liege Maximo in there. You know, all those guys you can put in there. So it's a pretty neat little addition to the collection with that. But I'm very happy. I just hope when I take him out of the package, he doesn't whine about how he's not a good leader. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll understand why that's an issue. But yeah, it's a neat figure. I love the armor mode. It's really cool. I know, oh, V likes a G1 inspired Hot Rod figure. What's going on here? It's cool, okay? If you don't think this figure is cool, there's something very, very questionable about you. I'll question you only a little bit, though. But anyway, I'm very happy to have this guy. And yeah, it's just, there's no words. I love this figure, just looking at it. But when I take him out of the package, it might be a different story. Depends on how frustrated I get trying to transform him during the video. But anyway, with that being said, there you have Transformers, Power of the Primes, Leader Class, Rodimus Prime, or Hot Rod Evolution, if however you want to look at it. And that is pretty much it for this Haulsanity. Again, in this Haulsanity was Transformers, Robots in Disguise 2015, Combiner Force, Legion Class, Twinferno. Try saying that 5 times fast. Transformers, Bumblebee the Movie, Andronic Igniters, Power Series Megatron. Transformers Cyberverse Warrior Class Shockwave, Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Stinger, Transformers Power of the Primes Voyager Class Starscream, and finally Transformers Power of the Primes Leader Class Rodimus Prime, or Evolution's Hot Rod Evolution, however you want to look at it. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and share this video. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you don't, you're going to feel the sting! You'll feel the sting. Good boy. Also, make sure to support the YouTube community. I'm V-Revolticon, and I am out.